Hey, back to depression. Hello and welcome back to the Wild Hunt. My name is Beast and we're back with Saku Saku. You may be wondering, hey, Beast, there's supposed to be a part of Sabbath the Witch today. Well, we have not been able to contact Eagle all day, so that's slightly worrying. But hey, I'm sure he's fine. He's probably just busy. Maybe tired from work. He deserves a break. So, here I am, on my own. Back to depression land, because, I can't help but feel like, there's gotta be a lot of depression in this. Thank God I'm prepared for that. It's actually the second time I'm gonna drink some alcohol today. First time was after dinner. Just like a little aperitif. To get the digestion going, and by God it helped. Possibly a bit too much. Anyways, today is the first school day after the holidays, and right now I'm in class. However, I couldn't really concentrate on class. I recall what Tina said during the holidays.
私は反対です。あの人は死神ですから。
Since then, I may be a little bit on edge. It's no denying that she's not human, but I want to change my attitude towards her because of that. To keep things as they've been until now, no matter what she is, senpai senpai and I am me. For that, there's absolutely no need to change anything. I simply want to help her. Honestly God, the second I found out that there's such a thing as half humans, half reapers, I would have just asked, like, hey, what if a human were to be dying and a reaper basically gives up her life to save his? Just, you know, hypothetically speaking. But I really want nothing to change. I know myself that there's a damn right lie. I don't want things to remain unchanging. To begin with, the very reason I joined student council was because I wanted to change something. No, wrong, that's not it. It's not a matter of wanting to change and thus hoping for changes to come about. I just wanted to change. That's all there is to it. Though being by Senpai's side, I've become able to smile just a bit. Everyday life has become a lot more fun than before. It didn't become like this because I've been seeking for it. It just naturally happened. I'm sure that it's because her. What am I thinking? Just endlessly spinning in circles won't achieve anything, and yet I can't possibly bring myself to warm up this moment, which I'm spending gloomily by myself. If I see her, this restless feeling, it's going to disappear if I see her and talk to her. I feel that with her smile and the fun time we'll have together as she teases me, it'll be easily extinguished. It's just a baseless hunch, though. Still, right now, I just anxiously await dismissal time. No, the time when I can finally go see Senpai's face. They're after school. Hey everyone.
お疲れーっす。
Somewhat ahead of Mio and Tsukushima, who are on the cleaning duty, I entered the student council room together with Soul.
二人ともお疲れ。ゆりとみおちゃんは？
They're on cleaning duty today, so they'll be a bit late.
そっか、了解。兄さん、小枝先輩、休み中に要望書が山積みになってるから、手伝ってもらえますか？
Sure, no problem.
ごめんな、コナミちゃん。俺ら最後の授業が体育だったから遅くなっちまって。
もしかして、ヘトヘトなんですか？
浅場先生、意外と容赦なく走らせるんだよな。
Wasn't that just because you were slacking?
ああいう人に限って怒らせるとおっかねえんだぜ。な、ユーマ。
At the very least, I've never seen her get seriously mad.
うん、私も。
それじゃあなおさら気をつけねえとな。
兄さん、気をつけてね。
You too. However, I can't even fathom what you'd have to do to get always seriously mad. By the way, Senpai.
何？
I suddenly had the strange feeling that something is off. It's not like something is actually different from usual or anything, though.
どうかした？ゆうまくん。
Nah, it's nothing, sorry. There's only whether it was just my imagination to continue with what I wanted to say. Thanks for the other day. You went out of your way to visit our place and everything.
そうそう。ケーキ美味しかったですよ。
でしょ？私おすすめのお店なんだよ。
今度、そのお店の場所を教えてもらえますか？
いいよ。シンプルだけど、いちごのショートケーキが絶品なんだよね。
So because of that, can you let me do something for you in return?
そんなの別にいいってば。こっちこそティナちゃんがお世話になっちゃってるし。
No, but we could go out somewhere together, or...
気を使ったりしなくていいの。お礼の代わりにしっかり働いてくれれば OK だよ。
But...
それじゃあコナタン、まだ全員揃ってないけど始めるよ。その要望書、バリバリ片付けていこう。
She's obviously shutting him down.
はい。
Like, the others should notice. Like, the fact that he's actively trying to spend time with her, which is already unusual, but how she's, like, actively, like, undermining that immediately. How should I put this? I kind of feel like she gave me the slip.
もしかしてユーマ、今振られたのか？
What do you mean?
デートのお誘いを断られたようにしか見えなかったぞ。
Is it eyesight okay? How about you swing by the optician downtown?
ちゃんと見えてるっての。両方裸眼で 1.2 だ。
Oh, really realistic number.
ま、俺なんかに八つ当たりしてないで。
That really is. Sorry about interrupting you there, so, but fuck you. Something that I've really noticed is, like, you know how I often take off my headphones to fix them? It's not something I do outside of recordings. For some reason, only during recordings, my head just starts feeling uncomfortable. And I need to continuously fix my headphones. Like, somebody in the comments straight up was like, hey, are your headphones broken? Is that why you continuously have to fix them? No, they're completely fine. The only thing broken is the microphone because it won't stay all the way... Oh, because it won't stay anywhere. It just keeps falling down. That's why I have this here, to keep it from falling all the way down. But just something cause like it's gotta be something mental. Like the moment I start recording, it just starts feeling strangely uncomfortable. It's really fucking weird. I'm telling you, that's not it. I had no other intention of mind but thanking her. I was actually quite close to the mark though. After that, Miu and Tsukushima also arrived at the student council room, and we proceeded with our work as always. Devoid of any noteworthy problems, time just went by.
それじゃあ今日は解散かな。みんな、お疲れ様。
お疲れ様でした。
さあした
ちょっと声たくん。
All too soon, the day has already come to an end, just like that.
兄さん、帰ろう。
Yeah, right.
みんな、車に気をつけて帰ってね。
Leaving Senpai, who does the closing up behind, Konami and the others exit the student council room. It's not like I wanted to stay here long or anything, but if I had no reason to stay here any longer, I'd chase after Konami and the others.
今日は平和な一日だったね。
Right. Well, it's really a non-response to meal while I change my shoes, and then suddenly think, why is it that I feel lonesome at the fact that nothing worth mentioning occurred? Several days went by. Since that day, other than work-related conversations, opportunities where I could talk with Senpai just won't appear. I don't think that she deliberately avoids me, that she's deliberately avoiding me, though. I recall the contents of my conversations with her during the past couple of days.
それじゃあ、ちょっと資料室行ってくるね。
If it's sorting, I'll come along and help you.
大した量じゃないから、一人で大丈夫だよ。
校内の見回りに行きますね。浅葉くんとチンポウ先輩で留守番をお願いします。
あ、今日は私も一緒に行く。
There are still papers left to handle, though.
家まで持って帰ってやるから。悪いけど、ユウマくんはお留守番お願いね。
She's
行
actively
きましょう、
avoiding
ユ
him.
ーリ。
It's so fucking obvious. I don't think she's actively avoiding me. She is actively avoiding me. 先輩。
あれ、ユウマくん、帰ったんじゃなかったの？
I thought I'd help you put everything away and close up.
手伝ってもらうほどのことじゃないよ。もう終わったし。
And how will we walk part of the way home to get?
ごめんね。ちょっと職員室に寄っていくから。ほら、早く行かないと、ミオちゃんたちが待ってるんじゃない？
Day by day, scenes like that repeated. Senpai is all smiles as always. She doesn't appear to be in bad temper, and as far as I know, there's nothing that could have made me get on her bad side in the first place. I'm sure it's just bad timing at work. That's why we could never be alone. Even though I really think so. I don't know why, but after several occurrences of the same thing, a seed of anxiety had started to slowly bud inside my mind. She doesn't want to fall in love, but at the same time she wants to see him smile because I'm still 100% sure that she was the one who reaped his mother's soul and therefore wants him to smile. But it feels like she still wants to make him smile, but at the same time she doesn't want to fall in love. So she's trying to avoid him so she doesn't have to reject him or something like that, while also keeping her own feelings intact. Which is the wrong way to do it, because this is just going to make the situation worse. Honest to God, something I'm always of the opinion of is it's better to just make things clear. Like, don't beat around the bush. Like, don't make the other start feeling anxious. Just like, sorry, but no. Or stuff like that. Because just keeping things ambiguous is not going to help either. It's just gonna, either party, it's just gonna cause stress to start piling up. It's just not good. Yep, senpai, I'll also.
一人で大丈夫だってば。ユウマくんは、そのまま書類の整理してて。
And again, I can only watch her departing back as she walks away by herself.
ユウくん？どうしたの？ドアを見つめて。
Well, no, it's nothing.
なんでもないって言われても。
あからさまに肩を落としてたら気になるわな。
All of them, who have been immersing themselves in either work or shogi, are now looking at me questioningly. Something the matter?
浅場くん、何か悩み事でもあるの？私たちでよかったら相談に乗るよ。
It would appear that I've been blatantly displaying some sort of depression. I'm even making them worry about me. I'm seriously miserable. Saying that I'm worrying about something would be an overstatement, though.
それでもいいよ。
つーか、このまま黙っていられても、こっちが気になってしょうがねえんだよ。
声田先輩の言う通り、気持ち悪いからさっさと吐いて。うん、嫌じゃなかったらでいいんだけど、相談してほしいな。
Must be a bit unsure whether I should talk about it with them, but yeah, I guess I should. It might be better to ask for others' opinions instead of moping about by myself. Recently I've been thinking. Having resolved myself, I chose to approach what I've been feeling for the past couple of days. Hasn't Senpai been acting strange the past couple of days? I was hoping that maybe one of them might have an idea what might be the reason for it, but...
そう？
おかしいって、どのあたりがだ？
私にはいつも通りに見えるよ。
Responses I received all denied that very basic assumption of mine. How should I say?
ちょっと言いにくいんだけど、私はむしろ浅場くんの様子がおかしいって思ってるんだけど。
It's both who has been acting strange, but she's only been acting strange around him.
それは私もです。私も。
それじゃあ俺も、お前がおかしい。
Bullshit. So there's no point in desperately appealing that you were thinking the same thing when you clearly did in such a stone.
俺って、もしかして鈍い？
Very! That's not mine so, but seeing that both me and Konami's second Tsukushima, I suppose it must be true. It's really me who's been acting strange, not senpai?
別に、文句があるわけじゃないけどね。おい、いつもとなんか違うなーって程度なんだけど。
I see. Comes as a bit of a shock to have my own view on it to get overthrown this clearly and straightly.
でも言われてみれば。
What, did you also notice something like that about me?
心当たりっつうか。なんか最近、会長のことを追いかけ回してね。
うんうん。ちょっと前までは、むしろ、神保先輩から逃げ回ってたような気がする。兄さんらしくないかな。悪いとは言わないけど。
As I think back, after they unanimously pointed it out to me, I realized that they're actually right about that. Maybe?
でも、あんまり気にしないで。仲良くなったのなら、それはいいことだと思うし。先週も先輩がゆうくんの家に遊びに行ったんだよね。いいなぁ。私も遊びたかったな。ミオさん、それはちょっと。ダメなの？女性のお尻を追いかけ回してる時に、他の女の子が絡んでくるのは、修羅場の予感がします。コナミさん、その言い方は、ちょっと。
本当のいやらしい言い方ってのは、こんなもんじゃないぜ。そうだな、例えば。
その先を口に出したら、風紀違反でトイレ掃除ですよ。
あはー。言いません。
That's just so you know, I'm not even remotely thinking anything dirty, alright?
私も、別にそんな風には思っていないよ。いやらしいこと。ミオも、変な妄想はしないで。そんなわけで、どう？参考になった？
Yes, thanks. I want to say that it's just me chasing after her, but I can't wipe the feeling that she's avoiding me after all. That even though I was the one on the run before, I can only agree to that. That even though I was the one on the run before, I can only agree to that phrase.
ユーリ先輩、次、お相手していただいていいですか？将棋の？でも、私もルールを覚えたばかりなんだけど。はい、構いません。
コナミちゃん、強すぎるから覚悟した方がいいぜ。もう立ち直れないくらいボコボコにされたからな。
私も見てていい？
While I watch everyone move over to Shogi while I watch everyone move over to Shogi next, now that our talk is over, I've been chasing after Senpai, huh? The notion that may be the reason that she has come to dislike me forms engulfing me in increasingly more anxiety. That day at night, as I head to the kitchen to get a drink after a bath.
よう、邪魔しているぞ。
Yes. I see you still have not learned how to properly wear your top. However, I don't fucking mind at all. For some reason, the rude nurse was there. What are you doing here?
お裾分けだ。親戚から大量にさくらんぼが届いてな。食いきれん。
Oh, I see.
言っておくが、うまいぞ。
I suppose I'll gladly have some then. But anyway, are you alone though? Where's Aoi?
葵なら、さくらんぼをコナミの部屋に持って行ったぞ。
Ah, okay. As I nod in response to the explanation, I hear someone's footsteps approaching from behind.
なおちゃんお待たせ。あ、ゆうまくんもお風呂上がったんだ。
Yeah, where are Konami and Tina?
二人ともコナミちゃんのお部屋だよ。ティナちゃんに回り将棋とか教えてたみたい。
I see.
ティナというのはあれか？例の居候で神保の親戚とかいう。
You read about it?
ああ、葵からな。
Makes sense. Sumo has been consulting with her since the time Tina came to live under our roof as a runaway girl.
ねえねえ、ゆうまくん。なおちゃんが持ってきてくれたさくらんぼ、すっごく美味しいんだよ。
Sounds like they must be really good.
一緒に食べようね。お母さんが、
No, I can eat them by myself just fine.
あれ
Something the matter?
なんだか、やっぱり。
She mutters something and I'm unable to comprehend, tilts her head in puzzlement.
おい、ユーマ。お前何かあったのか？
What do you mean by something? I do like that they realize rather quickly.
それをこっちが聞いている。
I don't know what you want to hear from me.
あまり元気がないように見えるぞ。
Since it's the truth, I momentarily fail to respond. It's perfectly clear to me that things will only get troublesome for me at this rate. So in fact, I know that the right thing to do would be to immediately answer it's nothing, to veer off with that, but I found myself unable to do just that.
やっぱり、なおちゃんもそう思う？私もちょっと前から気になっていたんだけど。
You too?
心配なら話を聞いてやったらいいだろうが、母親なんだから。
こういうのはデリケートな問題だよ。
こんなやつにデリケートとかあるわけないだろうが。
ゆうまくんだって年頃の男の子なんだから、いろいろあるの、多分。
ああ、そんなの知るか。
From my perspective, I was striving to act as usual and also thought I managed to do so, but it figures that I always saw right through me. Feel bad for apparently having made her worry about me. What is it?
言いたくないなら別にいいんだけど。
じれったい親子だな。心配だから相談してくれと葵は言っているんだ。
だからなおちゃん、こういうのは。
知るか。私はデリケートじゃないんだよ。おいユーマ、いいからさっさと悩みを言え。
Okay. Sorry for worrying you, Aoi.
親が子供の心配をするのは当たり前だもの。
I've been wanting to talk to someone about this anyway. It's a bit embarrassing if it's Aoi, but I decided to consult her while glossing over certain points. So I kind of feel like she's avoiding me. While nibbling on the cherries, I told them about my desire to help Senpai. Naturally, I've omitted soul-related stuff. Everyone else is saying that she isn't, though.
他の連中が違うと言っているなら違うんだろう。避けられてるのはお前の気のせいだ。
Here's the thing. He's actually being avoided, though.
納得できないって顔だね。
Yeah, maybe it's really just something... Maybe it's really just that something is wrong with me, but I don't quite get it myself.
こんな相談している時点でお前はおかしいぞ。
なおちゃん、そこまで言わなくても。
しかし、なんだ。ユーマ、お前。
The rude nurse suggestively yet hesitatingly gets to the point. That I what?
あいつに、ジンポウに惚れてるのか？
That is a light flush that appeared on her cheeks just now. That's adorable. Huh? What's this all of a sudden?
やっぱりそうなの？
Oh wait, please calm down a bit.
おい、葵。ユーマももう十分育ってるんだぞ。お前もそろそろ子離れをするべきじゃないか？
わかってるけど。でも。
ああ、もう、何を泣いてるんだよ。鬱陶しい。
だって、まだ心の準備ができてないんだもん。やっぱりお母さんとして。
ったく、世話の焼ける母親だな。
Somehow she almost seems like she's close to start drowning her grief in alcohol or something. Listen, Aoi, I don't have that kind of relationship with her.
でも、ゆうまくんはジンポウさんのこと好きなんでしょ？
I could feel my heart pound against my chest. It's true that I'm attracted to her, but that's all there is to it. But that's all there is. Take a deep breath to somehow prevent my face from getting red.
それだけってなんだ？だいたいお前、前に恋をするとかなんとか言ってなかったか？
Yeah, and I'm saying that I'm not in love with her. There's nothing like that between us yet.
あ？何を言ってるんだ？
Both of them tilt their heads in confusion. Did I say something weird?
好きなのに恋をしていないのか？
Like I said, there's nothing like that between us.
好きになったら、それはもう恋だよね。
Huh?
つまりお前は恋人同士ではないと言いたいのか？
Don't you have to be a couple to really say that you're in love? Yuma's a fucking moron! Wow!
お前は片思いという言葉を知らないのか？
That term felt like a dagger that deeply pierced my chest.
ああ、なるほどな。逃げてるのか、お前。
Running away from what?
振られるのが怖いから恋愛という枠にはめたくない。で、そうやって一人でうじうじ考え込んでばかりいる。
That's not really...
でも、そういうのが恋なんだと思うよ。小さなことでも一喜一憂して、ドキドキ、そわそわって。
Since she experienced a passionate love with Dad, I suppose what she says must really reflect the truth. I must say, I've always thought love is supposed to be more of a happy feeling.
そわそわして、いっぱい悩んで、不安になって。その後に嬉しいことがあるから、最高に幸せだなって思えるんじゃない？
I guess.
嬉しいことがなかったら最高に不幸だがな。
Oh.
もう、なおちゃん、悩める青少年をいじめないの。
ま、そこまで悲観するな。今のお前なら人ポに嫌われてなければそれで幸せだろ？
If she doesn't, that is. I start to seriously feel at a total loss.
そうだよね。とっても怖いよね。他の人の気持ちなんて見ることができないもの。
Probably in an attempt to comfort me, always directs consoling words at me. Over the rude nurse, on the other hand.
ったく、そんなの当たり前だろ。バカバカしい。
Visibly put out by that statement, she roughly scratches her head. Then, what do you suppose I should do?
そんなの決まってるだろう。いいか、ユーマ。人の気持ちがわからないのなんてお互い様だ。
Well, yeah, sure.
考え込んでいたってどうにもなりゃしないんだよ。なら、確かめるしかないだろう。
So basically, what she's probably trying to get at is...
さっさと告白でもしてこい。
Can you get some logical steps in between?
これ以上ないほど合理的だ。それに私は、男がめめしく悩んでる姿なんて見たくもないんだよ。
Man, this person really doesn't go easy on me. If she presents me with such an awfully easy to understand sound argument, what other choice do I have than to amenably agree to it? Hey, you have a point. You directly confront the other, you'll learn how they feel. Nothing is going to change if I keep brooding over it. I've just been running away because I was scared of finding out. Nothing ventured, nothing gained, huh?
そういうことだ。多少はマシな顔になったな。
あれ、本当に告白するの？
かわいい息子の恋愛だぞ。葵も応援してやれ。
そんな
I can't confess.
ダメなわけあるか。というか、葵の言うことには耳を貸すんじゃない。
You say so, but...
ユマくん。ね。
Yeah, I am. With a voice seriously close to crying.
頑張って。ね。
She still managed to squeeze that out. After having seen off rude nurse, I returned to my room. Confessed to her. Now alone, I quietly mutter that and think, should I really confess to her? I think about the what-if case of her rejecting me and outrageous anxiety fills me. But I recall the time I spent together with her. My first impression of her was, if I had to say, a type of person I can't handle very well. I never knew that what she was thinking. She dragged even Konami and Mio into the student council and brought up all sorts of troublesome things. I'm doing this just to be safe. I may have made the decision on my own, but ultimately me joining the student council was also just what she had wanted all along. Don't regret the decision, but why is it that she had wanted me to join anyway? Because she didn't have enough manpower, because of the wanted post, or granted an unfavorable way drew her attention to me? So think about that, I made away with the fact that there's still a lot I don't know. That is why, if possible, I want to learn more about her. Okay, I think we're safe. She really is a person who's full of riddles, making me feel at a loss. However, even though she's a handful, and definitely isn't a bad person, I recall her eyes full of anxiety as she revealed to me that she's not human. I recall her gentle eyes as she was reading a picture book to the children. Besides that, she showed me that she's unexpectedly domestic, but got embarrassed and started to lose her composure when I praised her for that. She's a surprisingly normal girl, a very gentle person, and just be sure. Above all, she's just lovely. Just gotta be sure. I don't want to have to censor this. As I remember all our different expressions, my face naturally starts to form a smile. Yeah, I guess I really do love her. It's making me naturally smile to the extent that I notice it myself. I'm sure this feeling that basically renders you powerless to refrain from smiling must be love. I want to be closer to her, I want to be by her side. I want to support her, she who is bearing such a heavy burden on her shoulders. Most importantly, I want to see her smile. That's why I sum up my spirit and harden my resolve. Tomorrow I'll confess to her.
なあ、アン。
どうかした？
それはこっちのセリフだ。大丈夫か？
Absent-mindedly idle in my room, Elle suddenly asks me that.
大丈夫って、何が？
とぼけるな。最近、アンは一人になると元気がないだろ？
そんなことないよ。
Even as I say so, I notice myself that there's no power in my voice. Really, what should I do with myself? I can't even muster the energy to put a convincing act of contrived mirth. Probably not knowing how to, and probably not knowing how to respond to me as I am right now, I'll fall silent. Putting out someone who's worrying about me. I really am now. I'm really no good as I am right now.
ねえ、エレ。避けてるって気づかれてるかな？
浅場ユーマのことか？知らん。
Same old uncouthness.
だが、話くらいは聞いてやる。思っていることがあるなら、言葉にしてみるといい。
Maybe talking about it will make me feel better. Then,
嫌われちゃっていないかな？
when you get down to it, that's basically the only thing that I'm thinking about.
私、ユーマくんにひどいことしてるよね。
もう考えるな。あんな男のことを。
うん。でも、
Just can't stop thinking about it no matter what. Just won't leave my
我
mind.
らは恋などするべきではない。
わかってるよ。仕方ないよね。私たちは死神だもの。
そうだ。我らは不死の存在。人と同じ時は生きられない。
So we don't have a lifespan, we eventually have to bear witness to the deaths of the people we're close to. Even if we come to love someone, it's only a matter of time until we lose that person again.
近づけば近づいただけ。別れは辛くなっちゃう。
ならば、最初から何もない方がいい。
That's the conclusion we've arrived at after having lived many, many
だ
years.
から、言われなくたって、恋なんてしない。
お前のその感情は、すでに恋心と呼ばれるものだがな。
違うよ。
Even though this is perfectly clear, I mustn't admit it. Because if I admit that I'm in love, then...
叶わない恋なんて、悲しいだけ。でしょ？
そうだな。
She glances at me from inside the window glass.
なあ、アン。お前には私がいる。だから。
大丈夫。エレがいるから、寂しくないよ。
With desperate effort, I try to make a smile. I managed to show a proper smile. I don't know.
安心しろ。私はいつまでも一緒だ。だから。
Elle didn't put anything further into words. Truth is, I don't really understand what she was trying to convey to me,
ご
but
めんね。心配かけて。
I think I'll do my best to smile. After all, there's nothing else that I can do. The next day, Saturday. It wasn't a school day today, but as evening came around, I made my way over to school. I did resolve myself, but since last night I've been thinking about this non-stop. How do I broach a confession? I'll be able to figure out what I should tell her when the time is actually... When the time I actually see her comes, I've repeatedly ran countless simulations in my head. Yet I still couldn't decide on anything concrete to say. So basically I spent my time endlessly agonizing over it until it was this late. Then, less than an hour ago, Konami, who likely couldn't bear watching me any longer, knocked on my room's door.
兄さん、今日ってアン先輩、生徒会室にいるみたい。
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, shove you out of the front door! Why are you telling me this?
話聞いたよ。昨日さくらんぼ食べた後お皿を返しに行ったら。
So you heard my conversation with Aoi and that nurse, huh?
盗み聞きしちゃったのはごめんなさい。
Following that, she continues with a vibe that gives off the impression that she's holding in a sigh.
早くしないと、先輩帰っちゃうよ。
Yeah, right. After getting that from my little sister, I shouldn't continue stewing over it any longer. I wouldn't want her to think of me as a lame brother after all. Besides, I had decided to tell her today. I take a deep breath, hard my resolve, and head to the school building. Just to be sure. Be safe. As I get closer to the student council room, my heart begins to beat faster and faster. The nervousness that's welling up makes my legs cramp, almost rendering me immobile. Damn! Once again, I take a deep breath. Alright, let's go! I must whatever minuscule amount of courage I have, then put my hand on the door of the student council room and pull it open. However, the one I found there was...
Asaba Yuma ka.
Hi. What the fuck are you doing here? The person who isn't, but still is, senpai. Eleonora, huh? It's been a while.
ああ。貴様と直接話すのは、あの夜以来か。
She glares at me with apparent ill humor, and rather than feel tension from that, disappointment instead made it leave my body. Presently, unless it was senpai, I think I'd feel exactly the same, even if it was the US president in front of me.
何の用だ？今日は誰も来ないのではなかったのか？
Well, I came to talk. I had intended to finish with, not to you, but to senpai, but something quite surprising caught my attention. Say, what are you doing here? Doing there? In a hurry, Eleonora tries to hide a plump cat plushie as well as sewing tools that were placed on the table. Ah, right, I see, right, Senpai mentioned it, that sewing was your hobby.
知っていたなら、そんなに意外そうな顔しなくてもいいだろう。
Knowing and seeing is different. My image of you just doesn't add up to it.
余計なお世話だ。文句あるのか？
No, I don't. Actually, it's quite the contrary. As a man, domestic traits like that in a woman are well appreciated, I'd say. Did that plushie also fall victim to Senpai's excessive
そん
caressing?
なところだ。貴様には関係ない。
Well, can't argue with that. What? Even though I consented for some reason I can't grasp, she's giving me an irritated glare.
本当は、貴様にも関係がなくもない。
Actually, how so?
さあな。
It appears she does not intend to explain anything further to me.
さて、こんなところだな。修理は終わりだ。
As she was seemingly apparently done with the mending, she takes the plushie in her hand and checks the seam. Presumably satisfied with the result, she puts it back on the table and begins to stow away her sewing tools shortly after. Hey, by the way, the moment I addressed her to have her switch with Senpai for sure this time.
おい、少し散歩に付き合え。
Huh?
私に付き合えと言っている。耳が遠いのか？
No, I heard what you said. I just don't get why.
いいからついてこい。殺すぞ。
My lack of understanding has grown to be even more severe, but apparently I don't have much of a say in this. Okay, I get it already. Don't say such disturbing things as if it was nothing.
最初から素直にそう言えばいいんだ。
While clicking her tongue, she promptly heads to the door. Looks like she really can't stand me, that's for sure. But seriously, what does she want? As I follow Eleonora, we leave the school building and subsequently the campus as well. After walking for a little over 10 minutes at a quick pace, the place she brought me to was the top of a hill at the outskirts, which is boasting a superb view.
まあ、ここならいいだろう。
Is there something special? Is here something special?
別に何もない。あまり人が来ないから都合がいいというだけだ。
So basically, I guess she wants to talk to me about something she doesn't want others to overhear. Hey, if there's something you want to talk about, why didn't you just do so in the student council room?
バカかお前は。
I don't see what justifies you calling me stupid here, actually.
場合によっては貴様を切ることになるからな。部屋を血で汚すと後片付けが面倒だろ。
Yeah, okay. Her virtually ludicrous answer makes a wave of deadness wash over me. Anyway, if you have something to tell me, hurry up and just say it. She doesn't have her scythe with her, and I highly doubt she'd suddenly kill me anyways. Persuading her in that fashion, I urge her on.
なあ、浅場優馬。どうして今ここに、アンではなく私がいるのか。
That's what I want to know from you, actually. While I give her that answer, I recall what Senpai once told me. If I remember correctly, when Senpai is asleep, you have free control over the body.
アンが自分の意志で譲ることもできるがな。今はあいつが眠っているから。
So basically, she dozed off, I assume.
こんな時間にアンが眠っているのは、あいつが昨日の夜一睡もできなかったからだ。
Not a single wink. Why? Which is why she got tired, I guess. Was there something that worried her or that made her unable to sleep or anything?
ああ、そうだ。アンは一人で悩んで、寂しくて、苦しくて、一晩中ぬいぐるみを抱きしめていた。それこそ、抱いていたぬいぐるみを壊してしまうくらいにな。
I suppose the plushie she was fixing in the student council room earlier is the one she's talking about. Well, anyhow, that's not what's important right now. What is it that plays her? You know something about it, don't you?
私はアンのことなら何でも知っている。だが、それを私の口から言うわけにはいかない。
Why? I also want to help her if there's something troubling her.
貴様が原因だというのに。よくもいいけシャーシャーと言えるな。
I'm the cause. What are you talking about?
浅場優馬。私はお前が嫌いだ。 そうやって、女の悩みにも気づかないようなところが特にな。
I don't have a single idea what you're talking about.
貴様は、何をしている？
What are you even getting at?
悩んでいることにも気づかないような奴に、アンは任せられん。アンはな、あいつは、ああ見えて臆病者なんだ。貴様から動かないと、いつまでも一人で悩み続けてしまう。
Funny she would say that on the day he decided to confess, therefore taking the first step.
私の言っている意味がわかるか？貴様じゃないと、アンの悩みは解決しないんだ。
I'm the cause of her worries, and at the same time the only one who can free her from it. And if I also account for my behavior towards her the past couple days...
これ以上、黙って見てはいられない。
After being told this much, it's fairly easy to infer what she wants from me.
まったく。貴様もアンも、いつまでもうじうじぐだぐだと。言いたいことがあるなら、さっさと言えばいいだろう。いいか、浅場ユーマ。これ以上アンを悩ませるなら、私は貴様を認めんからな。
Take Eleonora's rebuke face head on and nod firmly. If you made sure of that, she inhales deeply and...
おい、アン！貴様もいつまで寝ているつもりだ！さっさと起きろ！
What? The next instant, the one standing in front of me was not Eleonora, but already senpai.
あれユーマくんって、なんで私こんな場所にいるの？
Calm down, Eleonora has been using your body.
エレが？そっか。もう、エレってばまた勝手に歩き回って、起きた時にびっくりするからやめてほしいんだけど。
Sounds like you have it rough.
まあね。大変かも。でも、どうしてユーマくんと二人っきりなの？
Most likely because she just caught on to that fact, her bearing starts to shift to a restless, unsettled vibe. Well...
よくわかんないけど、ごめんね。書類見ている途中だったし、私、
The moment the thought that she'll just leave at this rate crossed my mind, Senpai! Grab her wrist. Yep.
何？
Grasped her hands. For the most part, that was an unconscious reaction. There's something I need to tell you.
ユーマくん。
I won't let her run away anymore. Channeling this emotion into my hands, I tightly clasp her hands.
ちょっと痛い。
As long as it's only slightly, it's fine. Sorry about that, but I won't let go of you. She struggles faintly, trying to escape my hands. However, seeing that her arms have eventually started to relax, I suppose she must have given up in the end as I obstinately refused to let go.
それで、話って？
Leonora granted me the perfect chance. I can't afford to squander it. I have a strong feeling that I won't get another opportunity to say it if I let this one slip. Muster all the courage I can and breathe in. I love you. That was fast, immediate tears. I love you. I want you to go out with me. I utter my confession to her, using words that are as straightforward as they can get. I don't want to just remain as your junior anymore. I want to spend more time with you. I want to be by your side. I want to lend you my strength. So please go out with me. What made Senpai worry might have been the fact that my bearing towards her has been putting her out. Thinking about that possibility makes my legs tremble and compels me to run away. But nevertheless, I didn't let go of her hands that I'm holding tightly.
ユーマくん。でも。
But what? Seeing our eyes wander with a tinge of loneliness, my anxiety climbs to greater and greater heights.
私は死神だよ。
And I'm dead, so what? I just really want him to finally reveal the fact that he's actually dead and being kept alive by some kind of other different soul, and he has no idea what it is. And I just really want him to just nonchalantly be like that. Like, I'm sorry, Piano, and I'm dead, so what? Upon hearing that, I probably felt relief. That has nothing to do with it.
関係あるよ。ユウマくんは何も分かってない。
How does you being a soul reaper pose a problem?
だって、私ずっとこの姿のままなんだよ。普通じゃないんだよ。今はいいかもしれないけど、そんなのおかしいでしょ。一緒に年を取ったりできないんだよ。
Try to imagine the me that would age and eventually turn into an old man, and the one who would be walking next to me at that time as her, still looking the same as she does now. Isn't that rather the most lucky thing there can ever be?
君にとってはそうかもしれないけど。
Wait, that's not the point here anyway. That's not it.
違うって？
Things like that, things like you not being a normal human or that you can't grow old with me. All these things don't matter right now. What problems they are, or what obstacles lie before us, that's not the issue right now. There is only one thing that I want to know at this moment. I just want to know how you truly feel.
私の気持ちは。
Do you hate me?
そんなことない。あるわけないよ。
Then
好き。大好き。
she said so in a whispering tone. Just by reading that, I'm overwhelmed by so much happiness that I feel like dancing.
だけど、
You will not go out with me,
やだ。
senpai?
好きだもん。好きになっちゃったんだもん。から。
She repeatedly shakes her head and looks at me with a gaze that's seeking help.
どうすればいいのか。わからないの。
Don't worry too much, simply be by my side or something like that. I'll just give it a go and say that slightly jokingly and yet with more than half serious intention. That wouldn't work for you? I suppose I will get a dumbfounded reaction from her for saying something so
いい
irresponsible.
の。
え？
そばにいてもいいの？何も考えなくても。ユウマくんを好きになっても。
Yeah, make me happier than anything else.
ユウマくんに頼ってもいい？
What could possibly be a reason that you can't?
なんとなく。
I don't really understand what she's trying to say, but maybe she's been thinking that she has to decide and settle everything on her own. One to support the person I came to love. For that, it'll make me happy to be relied upon by you. I'd never change it. I'd never consider it a bother. You don't have to shoulder everything all by yourself.
そうなんだ。
Looking a bit absent-minded, she gazes at me wonderingly. Seeing these eyes of hers, I'm filled with a wish to protect the pure radiance they harbor. While I felt slightly embarrassed at this growing sentiment, it also made me experience joy. That's why I asked you once again, most likely wearing a light smile on my face. Will you become my girlfriend? Senpai?
一つだけお願いしてもいい？
Sure, what is it?
ね。一日でも長くそばにいてほしいの。ユウマくんが死んじゃう前にうんざりするくらいたくさんの思い出が欲しい。それが私と恋をする条件。
I really still don't understand anything at all. How it feels to live in a different time than other people, to live in eternity. I can't even imagine how much resolve it is taking her to be ready to accept my confession.
きっとね、ユウマくんは私より先に死んじゃうの。好きになればなるほど、私はその時にいっぱい泣いちゃうと思う。でもね、できれば恋をしたこと、後悔したくない。だからもういいやって思えるくらい何かを残して。そういうの ダメかな。
Sadly shake my head. Of course not. It's all perfectly alright. Let's make lots and lots of
本
memories.
当の本当に、たくさんだよ。じゃないと、私は満足しないよ。
Yeah.
ゆうまくんの一生分の時間、もらっちゃうよ。
Yeah, I'm more than okay with that. But
でも、
it suddenly turned into something like a proposal.
あ、
Do you actually prefer to become my wife rather than my girlfriend?
違うの。別にまだそういうつもりじゃなくて、これは、
Still?
意地悪言わないで。
Seeing your dejected figure, naturally a smile appears on my face. Sorry, but the thing is I wouldn't say no. I can't see the future, but I'm pretty sure that I'll never stop loving you. So unless you dump me, I'll always remain by your side. That's the one thing I can promise with confidence.
もう、簡単に言ってくれちゃって。知らないんだからね。私が君のこと振っちゃうなんて、ありえないもの。
Really?
うん。だって、
Then with radiant joy and brimming confidence?
私の方が、ずっと大好きなんだから。
She smiled with tears in her eyes. Engulfed in happiness, I once again asked her for the very last time. Senpai, I love you. Please be my girlfriend.
はい、ゆうまくん。私も、大好きです。
Monday morning. First day at school after Senpai and I became a couple. What kind of love are we going to experience from now on? As I think about things like that, we head towards the school gate.
ゆうくん、今日はご機嫌だね。
That's so?
そう見えるよ。
I intended to not let it show through, but it seems I might be unable to contain my spirits after all.
何かいいことがあったみたいです。具体的には一昨日に。
Cease, Konami.
コナミちゃん、何か知ってるの？どうでしょう。ねえ、兄さん。
What are you talking about? Since it's in some way strangely embarrassing for me, I haven't told anyone about what transpired last Saturday. Well, it's quite evident that Konami is already suspecting it, though. Also, the fact that, the student council prohibits relationships is gonna be a problem. I imagine that the second they're gonna meet for the student council, it's like, I can just imagine An just walking up to the fucking blackboard that has that. So, today's first agenda of the meeting. Fuck this rule! Also, I'm going out with Yuma. I can just imagine it. However, to be perfectly honest, I still can't quite believe it myself. Surely won't end just having been a dream I saw. Will it? In confirmation of that, I want to see her as soon as possible. Talk about it and talk about what we're gonna do from now on. Anyways, let's go.
兄さん用事あるもんね。
God fucking damn it, shut the fuck up, Konami. You're gonna spoil the surprise! Come on!
そうなの？
I'm Papa John! I'm not. Let's stop talking and just go, okay? I raised Danny's facial expressions so that they wouldn't notice how churned up I was and hurried them on. However, when we reached the entrance...
おはよう、ゆうまくん。
Good morning! Presumably having waited for my arrival, Senpai approaches me. And for some reason, she's looking awfully sullen. Weird. Are we a couple now? This doesn't add up. Hold on. What the fuck is this? This? There's something matter?
ゆうまくん、ちょっと生徒会室まで来て。
Sure.
ジンポウ先輩、怒ってる？何か生徒会の仕事で失敗しちゃったんでしょうか？だったら、私たちも一緒にいた方がいいかな。そうですね。 アン先輩。
Looking as if the aura of sullenness, which Senpai is emitting, is subduing them, Konami and Mio timidly approach Senpai.
違うの。ミオちゃんとコナタンは何も悪くないから、心配しなくても大丈夫よ。私が怒ってるのはユウマくんだけだし。ほら、行くわよ。
I ask for a lawyer. I don't quite get why, but it would appear that Senpai is angry at me. While I'm forcibly caught away by her, a feeling of anxiety that it really was just a dream. It rears its head.
連れて行かれちゃった。なんだか想像してたのと違う。コナミちゃん？いえ、なんでもありません。雲行きが怪しくなってきたなと。全然わかんないよ。
And so I've been brought to the student council room by Senpai.
さ、ユウマくん。私たちって、付き合い始めたはずだよね。
Yeah? Phew. Good, seems that it wasn't all a dream.
で、どういうこと？
I don't quite know what you're angry about.
昨日って日曜日だったよね。私、ずーっと電話の前で待ってたんだけど。
え？
予定も開けてたんだけど。どうして電話の一本もよこさないのよ！
Oh. So basically she's angry that I didn't ask her out on a date yesterday.
さあ、言い訳を聞こうじゃないの。
I'm sorry, I was thinking about asking you out though.
本当に？
I got nervous. I've never gone on a date before, and while I was contemplating about where I should go out, where I should ask you out to, the day ended. There's no excuse, but the shameful truth. Looks like she believes me, but as the anger in her expression dissolves, and she somewhat questioningly tilts her head to the side.
そうだったんだ。誘おうとは思ってくれてたのね。こっちこそごめんね。
Oh, I'm really at fault here. Never would have thought you'd spent the whole day in front of the phone.
そのことは忘れて。電話の前で一日中正座なんてしてなかったよ。
Didn't your legs go numb?
トイレ行こうと思った時に動けなくて大変だった。あれは危なかった。
I see. So I really did kneel before the phone all day, huh?
しまった！誘導尋問だ！
She was basically giving everything away herself from the very outset, though.
やっちゃった。なんて恥ずかしいこと。
But I'm happy to hear that you've been thinking about me.
それは、だって、
Her reaction is so cute and engulfs me in bliss. However, I need to apologize for my betrayal of her expectations and do it better from now on. I'm really sorry about yesterday.
そんなにしょんぼりしないで。しょうがないな。
Having apparently forgiven me already, as if it was nothing, she directs a gentle smile at me. Seeing that gentle expression, I start to feel all the more regretful for making her vainly wait on tenterhooks the whole day yesterday.
ね、ゆうまくん。
Yeah.
確かに昨日はそわそわしちゃったけど、ゆうまくんも同じだったなら、私も嬉しいかな。
Senpai?
ゆうまくんと同じだよ。私のこと、気にしていてくれたなら、すごく嬉しい。
I see. Strange enough, just by hearing her say that she feels the same as me, warmth fills up my heart.
でも、一日中悩んで、結局どこに誘ってくれるのかは決まらなかったんだ。
Sorry for being this undecisive. I've been meaning to become a boyfriend she can rely on, but with this, I can't blame her if she now starts to feel uneasy about the future. However...
悩んで困らせちゃうくらいなら、今度は私から誘ってみるね。
You will?
お姉さんに任せて。その代わり、私の行きたい場所になっちゃうけど。
I wouldn't mind that at all, actually. I wouldn't mind that at all. Actually, I was trying to think of a place to go that you'd enjoy.
じゃあ、私を喜ばせようとしてくれたんだ。
Yeah, of course.
いい。恋人って感じだよ。
Well, I am your boyfriend after all. With Senpai breaking into a grin, I shyly turned away. Somehow the mood right now has turned slightly good, I think.
ねえねえ、ゆうまくん。
As he turns his head away, he sees the dreaded banner. Oh fuck. What am I supposed to do now? Now. What is it?
チャイム鳴っちゃうまで少しだけイチャイチャしてもいい？
What does it entail concretely?
別に何をするってわけでもないんだけどね。
With all smiles, she nestles close to me. Senpai?
ゆうまくんはどこまでしてくれるのかな？
Well, in fact, I'd like to know how far I can go.
授業の前だし、節度のある範囲内かな。
It's quite the intangible constraint. Does that mean embracing her is okay? Or is that already outside the frame? I think she's thinking, more the sexy times. Actually, if she's this close to me, so close that I can perceive the warmth of her body, it becomes almost impossible to suppress the urge to embrace her.
ねえねえ、ゆうまくん。
Now she starts to realize the problem. This man has been denying love all his life, so he is unexpectedly innocent. Chances that someone will come in should be as close as zero, right? The senpai cuddling herself up to me like a good human cat that wants to get spoiled. I just make sure. Survey the room. Certain thing catches my attention. As a certain thing catches my attention, a gasp escapes me.
ん？ゆうまくん？
Senpai, there's one rather important thing we forgot about.
重要なことって？
Following my gaze, Senpai also turns in the same direction I'm looking at. It's that! It's that! Boy, how could we forget about that?
ゆうまくん。
Love is banned.
どうしよう。
Yeah, good question. The thing that our eyes are fixating. Love is banned. It was a large poster that spelled these words in big letters, written and posted by none other than Senpai herself.
それじゃね、ゆうまくん。また放課後に。
Yeah. After seeing off Senpai, who leaves the room while heaving a sigh, I also make my way to the classroom. In the end, since she's the one who openly imposed the love is banned regulation, we decide to keep our relationship a secret to maintain appearances. It's a bit regrettable that we can't freely act like a couple, but, well, it can't really be helped, I suppose. I guess I'd better explicitly tell Konami to keep quiet about it, too. No, I haven't directly told her that we're dating now in the first place. She's already told everyone.
Yo, Yuma!
Yeah.
おはよう、浅場くん。
Yeah, I'm on to you too.
ねえねえ、ゆうくん。ジンポウ先輩の用事って何だったの？
Well, it wasn't that big a deal.
ミオと一緒に来ないと思ったら、生徒会室に行ってたんだ。
早朝から呼び出しなんて、さすがは会長のお気に入りだな。
It's not really how it is.
違うの？
You knew? What do you think there is between the senpai and me?
変な意味があるわけじゃないけど。なんでもないならいいの。
Then, with perfect timing, the interior wall to the classroom was slid open.
おはよう。ホームルーム始めるよ。みんな、席についてね。
No, Gossip is already here. Talk to you guys later.
ま、いいか。
Like, Yuri is just like, did I fuck up? Both Tsukushima and So seem like they still had something to say, but they all head to their own seats regardless. But, in my chest, a light feeling of guilt sprouts. They want to hide things from everyone, if at all possible. Then, after school, as usual, the time for student council activities starts. In terms of what's different from usual, Senpai and I secretly gaze at each other every now and then. That's all. Everyone notices! Everyone is gonna notice! Like, at some point, they're gonna finally resolve to admitting to the fact they're dating. Everyone's just gonna sit there like, tell us something now. Like, you guys seriously didn't think you were hiding it, did you? While it is admittedly fun in its own way, it's still kind of tough to be content with that slight amount of expression of affection right after we just started dating. Since it's a secret to everyone, there is hardly anything we could do about it.
兄さん、この書類なんだけど。
Ah! Is there some problem?
5時。ほら、ここ。
Where?
これのこと。ちゃんと見て。
Making a bit of a pouty face, Konami draws close enough that she's basically snuggling up to me. Incidentally, I managed to silence Konami by sending her a text that said, in the end, nothing happened between Senpai and me. Well, rather than say I managed to silence her, the unminced truth is that I just straight out lied to her. Anyhow, at present, there's no sign that she might say something that drawed suspicion upon us. Oh, right here. I see it, sorry.
ところで兄さん。
What is it?
よし、よし。
I have absolutely no idea, but she pats my head. Did you infer that I was rejected by Senpai and is thus comforting me?
それじゃ、訂正よろしくね。何今の。いくら妹だからって、そんなに堂々と。神保先輩何かおっしゃいました
She is currently planning a plot to get rid of good old Konami, not Konata.
なんでもない。
Who's Konata?
なんでもないよ。
Isn't Konata the Lucky Star girl? Like the blue-haired girl from Lucky Star?
独り言も静かな場所だと気になるので、気をつけてくださいね。はいはい。はいは一回でいいですから。はーい。
As I abstractly watched Tsukushima lecture Senpai as his custom.
どうしようかな。
Is there anything troubling you, Mio?
生徒会からのお知らせにイラストを入れようかと思ったんだけど。
That's not really necessary, is it?
可愛い方が絶対いいよ。
Well, not that I mind either way, so what about that illustration?
犬さん描こうと思ったんだけど、なんだか猫さんっぽくなっちゃったの。ほら見て。
Looking at the draft she presents me, it really looked more like a cat. Don't dogs usually have longer faces?
つまり、どう直せば。
Lend me the pen, I'll show you. With that, I sit down next to her and draw the chair close to her, and with that, I sit down next to her, draw the chair closer to her, and receive the pen she has been using from her. Look, you do this, then...
ほんとだ！犬さんになった！
Yep, didn't it?
ゆうくん、ありがとう！あそこまで接近しなくても。
The fact that they're dating is not gonna stay hidden for a fucking day, is it?
会長なんか怒ってません
I'll stab you.
どうして怒る必要があるのかな？
いえ、なんでもないっす。
Ah! No! I value my life.
じっと。
For some reason, I'm being glared at. And with dripping ill humor, that is. Senpai?
ゆうまくん、ちょっといいかな？
Sure.
あたしとゆうまくんは校内の見回りに出るから。他のみんなはこのまま業務に励むように。
はあ、そっすか。
行ってらっしゃい。
Yes? See you later?
はーい、行ってきます。ほら、ゆうまくん。行きますよ。
Alright. Dragged off by Senpai, I leave the student council room. At the moment the two of us are alone, Senpai, who has looked rather sullen since before we left the room, now begins to blatantly sulk with a very sour look on her face. What are you so angry about?
自覚なしだと？
Without the slightest room for doubt, it appears that I am the cause of it.
あのさ、ユウマくん。君の彼女になったのは誰なのかな？
It's you. Even though she's telling me off, I kind of feel embarrassed as I answer her question.
そんな恥ずかしそうな顔されたら、怒るに怒れないじゃない。
Sorry, so what of it anyway?
コナタンとかミオちゃんとイチャイチャしすぎってこと？
Huh? I didn't flirt around with either of them, though.
ああ、これだから元賞金首は天然でやってるんだもんな。
I can only repeat myself.
とにかく、あんまり他の女の子とくっついたらダメ。
Sure, if you say so.
そういうものなのです。
Since the two girls you mentioned were my little sister and childhood friend, I couldn't really relate to what she's saying. So basically, you're jealous, right?
ってこら、なんで嬉しそうな顔してるの？
Well, how should I say it? Having you think of me as this much is like the greatest joy as a guy.
こっちは嬉しいわけじゃないんだからね。反省してくれないようだと、好感度ダウンなんだよ。
I'm very sorry. Right, if it's unpleasant for her, it's actually quite rude to find delight in it, I suppose. But it's just... but that just now was just us acting like we always do.
それはまあ、言われてみるとそうなんだけど。
If something like that is also no-go, that'd be a bit difficult.
なんだか、めんどくさい女って思われてる気がする。
I don't. In fact, I think you're cute.
そう？ユウマくんって案外わがまま言われて喜んじゃうタイプ？
Hey, don't make me sound like a masochist. But be that as it may, how should I deal with this?
ごめんね。冷静になってみると、やっぱり私のわがままだったかも。
Every supreme beard. Ow, that actually tugged a bit. Ouch. Don't worry about that, it's okay.
私はユウマくんにくっつくの我慢してるのにって考えたら、どうしても。
I see. If you look at the irony in that, I guess it's understandable that it would irritate you.
はあ、どうしてこうなっちゃうのかな。確かにさ、私が言ったんだけど。
I wouldn't bear to just watch as she gives off a lonesome impression. And how about we make out when we're alone? Enough that we make up for the time we can't? For instance, we could kiss right here, or so. For just a short moment I embraced that fantasy, but...
学園内でそういうスキンシップはダメ。どこで誰が見てるかわからないんだから。
Alright, sorry.
あ、でもそっか。私たちって学園くらいでしか会わないし、ユウマくんって登校も下校もミオちゃんたちと一緒が多いから。
Dating in secret means we need to act as we always used to. Which makes us realize more and more how this limits the time we have together.
せっかく恋人同士になれたのに。
Yeah, it makes me feel kinda lonely as well. I ruminate. Isn't there some way we can act like a proper couple, if only just a little? So basically there's no issue if we just act like the usual us, yeah?
そうだけど、何か思いついたの？
As a guy, I honestly feel a bit awkward saying this, but go on while replaying the usual us inside my mind. As long as you're the instigator, wouldn't it still be the usual us if you got all clingy and over familiar with me?
私、ベタベタ慣れ慣れしいとか思われてたの？
Quite so, to an extent that it was seriously giving me a headache when I still wasn't your boyfriend or anything.
全く否定してくれない。まあいいけど。
Now, however, the day we can take advantage of that is here. So yeah, to satisfy our need for some intimacy and all that, you just need to go ahead and approach me.
ユウマくんが私とイチャつきたいときは？
I'll just bear with it and wait for you to catch on.
わかったよ。じゃあ私はいつだってユウマくんのことを見ていてあげるね。
Which, something funny, by the way, on this here, let me just wait until it somewhat... It says Hellbier. Hell because it's like that kind of beer. It's like the opposite of what that disgusting piss that is Guinness is. That's dark beer. This is like the opposite. But the German word for that is a helles. It's helles beer. Or hell beer. Which sounds like I'm trying to say hell beer. Beer straight from the bowels of hell. How you do that?
よーし、それじゃあ早速試してみよう。いっぱい可愛がっちゃうから、覚悟しててね。
You probably already know yourself, but please keep it within the bounds of moderation while other people are around.
任せなさい。じゃあ、みんなのとこに戻るよ。
I still bear a speck of uneasiness. Even so, let's just give acting like our usual selves a try for now. Whoops, no one is fucking convinced.
皆の衆、たったいま
あれ、もう戻ってきたんすか？
こんなすぐに戻ってくるなんて、一体何の見回りを？
Come to think of it, that was the reason she gave for us leaving the room.
いやー、疲れた。ゆうまくんも付き合わせちゃってごめんね。ご苦労様。
No problem.
よかった。喧嘩かと思っちゃった。要するに、お話し合いに行っていたのでは？
I suppose it's natural that no one believes that we seriously patrolled the school.
ところでゆうまくん、頑張ったから、ご褒美をあげよう。
I would.
お手。
Huh?
ちゃんとできたら、なでなでしてあげるよ。
Basically, she wants to get a bit touchy-feely by petting my head. That about right?
ほら、お手。
While I think that this is a bit too heady, I also feel like I'll miss the chance to exchange intimacies with her as lovers today if I don't go along with this. I just want... he just needs to, like, look really confused and, like... Woof? Accept my treatment as a dog, and with a tap, place my hand on top of the hand she's holding out to me.
手つないでる。
Like, he did right in acting extremely confused, because, like, this situation, it wouldn't even be that way to just, like, out of sheer confusion, just go like, sure? Is this really classified as holding hands as well? Oh, just the fact that our hands are touching makes me happy, though.
よくできました。それじゃあ、ちょっと頭を下げて。よ
Sure.
ーしよし。いい子。わしゃわしゃ。
Plays her hand on my presented head and proceeds to rub it all over.
こーら、暴れちゃダメ。よーし。
She's seriously treating me like a dog, I have to say, though. The way she's doting on me, cat treatment might actually be a more appropriate term.
ゆうまくんの髪の毛、意外とサラサラ。
Thanks! At first, she was rubbing my head, causing my hair to get disheveled. Now she's gently combing it down with her hand to get my hair back in order.
なんかいい匂いもする。
What the fuck? Well, I use shampoo just like pretty much everyone, so yeah.
清潔に保つのは大変よろしい。
With the way she moves her hand, somewhat's starting to make me feel at ease.
わー。この手触り、ちょっと癖になりそう。
Everyone else is just by the sidelines like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Surprisingly, I think I also feel kind of good. There were times when Aoi also stroked my head, but the way she did that felt differently and was strangely comfortable. Something said, however, teasingly pulls at my hair every once in a while, which is something Aoi never did. Just by leaving myself to this sensation, slightly sets me into a fun mood.
このままハゲるまで
That's
ず
a
っと
bad
撫
idea.
でていたい。
That naturally be going a bit far. At that moment, when my elated mood subsided a bit, like, just what the fuck?
これはひでえ。
チンポウ先輩、いいなぁ。
I want to. Like Mio, just I want in.
というか、何してるんですか？
I noticed that the atmosphere that fills the room has become rather awkward.
あ、ほら、私のしつけって褒めて伸ばす方針だから。
Zoom Senpai also caught on to that fact as she hurriedly distances herself from me and starts to make excuses.
ちょっとユーリ先輩、どう思いますか？
Oops.
そうね。一言で言えば。
She momentarily pauses at the point and firmly fixates both Senpai and me within her gaze. I wanted to perfectly accurately say, they started going out but forgot about the whole love band thing, so they decided to keep it secret, but now they feel awkward because they can't have as much intimacy as they would like to, so now they're thinking if she incites it, so it seems like it's the same way it always is, they could get away with it, but then she's decided to go a bit overboard, so now it's obvious, kinda like that.
怪しい。すっごく怪しいね。
Despite the fact that she didn't look like she's questioning us at all, Mio also chimes in. Exactly what is, we're no different from usual.
浅葉くん、それ本気で言ってるの？
Is there anything According to my plan, there should have absolutely been nothing unnatural with Senpai touching me and all.
いや、だってユーマ、お前、ペット扱いされてるんだぞ。
She doesn't usually treat me that way.
兄さん、何か先輩に弱みでも握られたの？
It would seem that I was the one acting unnatural.
それは盲点だったわ。
True. I feel like it should have been quite obvious if I took a moment and thought about it with a cool head. Just now, I probably experienced the adage, love is blind.
実際のところどうなんすか、会長。
どうって何が？
いや、弱み握ってるんすか？
あ、そっち？別にそういうのじゃないけど。
Oh, so you're going out? No, I'm blackmailing him!
じゃあ、他に何かあるんですか？それは、なんというか。ねえ、ゆうくん、先輩と何かあったの？
Well, the thing is, as Miyu asked me that with a smile on her face, for some reason I find myself at a loss for words, cold sweat streaming down my back.
うまくん、どうしよう。
Most likely, Senpai is pretty much in the same mental state as me right now. Cornered into a situation where I'm beginning to think that the best call might be to just make a run for it together with Senpai. They all figured it out. Something tells me they all figured it out except for Yuri. Eh?
兄さんもアン先輩も、お芝居が下手すぎると思う。
Seemingly unable to hold it in any longer, So and Mio broke into laughter while Konami heaved a sigh.
みんなどうしたの？どうもこうも。
Oh no, she actually caught on as well. Upon that, Tsukushima, somehow apparently lost for words at our behavior, briskly walks over to the whiteboard near the window and she's probably gonna tear down the thing, or point at it.
これ、もういりませんよね。
She's
剥
tearing
が
it
しちゃいま
down.
すよ。ちょっと有利？
She literally peels the poster off and folds it up to a small size right then and there. Tsukushima, why did you do that?
何って。これがあると、浅葉くんも神保先輩も困るんでしょ？ちょっと、言っている意味がわからないな。
会長、まだとぼけるんすか？
本当に、往生際が悪いです。ゆうくん。
Ow, my ear
神
hurts
保
now.
先輩も、
What?
二人とも、付き合うことになったんだよね。みんなとっくに気づいてるよ。
Eh?
ちなみに私からは何も言ってないよ。そんなことしなくても、みんな普通に気づいてたみたい。なんでバレてるの？
Just what is it that gave us away?
そこまであからさまな雰囲気出しておいて、どこでって言われてもな。それにもともと、そういうことになりそうな気配は濃厚だったし。
あれ、そんな風に思われてたの？最近、ゆうくんもジンポウ先輩のことばっかり見てましたし。
It is probably mostly his fault since he's literally had no interest in love ever, and suddenly he seems laser focused on a girl.
それにジンポウ先輩も、浅場くんの前だと挙動不審すぎです。くっつくのかどうか、注目の的でした。でも先週までは付き合う気なんてなかったんだけど。それでも、ゆうくんのこと好きなんだなーって見ていて分かってましたよ。
ユーマの方は、まあ、顔に出ないだけで、行動はあからさまだったしな。
This man only has one expression, literally. We've only ever seen this expression on his face.
私、そんなに分かりやすかったの？
Both Senpai and I cast our eyes down with flushed faces as we learn about the fact that everyone had been secretly cheering for us.
でも、いいの？恋愛禁止って、私が言い出したんだよ。まったくです。自分で決めたルールも覚えてないなんて。反省してください。ごめんなさい。
I imposed it and I can unpose it again!
でも、そんなの内輪のルールで、校則でも何でもないですから。
Tsukushima?
ですから、生徒会の業務に支障をきたさなければいいわけで。ただし、風紀はちゃんと守ってもらいますからね。不純な異性交友は禁止です。
In public? Like that, she admonished the senpai with a serious tone. However...
それさえ気をつけてくれるなら、いいと思います。
She smiles gently and says that.
いいって言われても。
I can already tell that Yuri's route is probably gonna have the most public affection thing.
こそこそしないで、堂々と付き合っちゃえってことっすよ。
風紀委員さんがいいって言ってるんだから、遠慮はいらないと思うよ、兄さん。
Yeah. Even though I've heard that perplexity still outweighs me, and it simply doesn't quite sink in.
ねえねえ、ゆうくん。
And yet, with a voice that bears not even the slightest indication of falsehood, Mio says,
おめでとう。
The bearing feeling of happiness slowly wells up.
じゃあ、ゆうまくん。っ
Now, Senpai, let's not have our relationship.
ていうか、バレてたなんて、恥ずかしすぎる。
At any rate, it seems that everyone gave our relationship their blessing. The next day during lunch break.
ああ、腹減った。やっと飯の時間か。
Alright.
ユーマは今日は学食の日だったか？たまには一緒に行こうぜ。
Well, you're right in that I didn't bring lunch from home, but the truth of the matter is I got a text from Senpai last night.
家からは？って、お前まさか。
You're most likely on the right track. At that moment, the classroom door was vigorously pulled open.
ゆうまくん、お待たせ。ジンポウ先輩、こんにちは。お昼休みにどうしたんですか？
Senpai? Just as I stood up in response to a somewhat bad premonition I had, I brought lunch for Yuma! She says, in a voice audible enough for the entire classroom and probably the next classroom over.
どうしたもこうしたも、ゆうまくんに愛妻弁当をお届けに来たんだよ。
は？
ちょっとどういうこと？
I ate didn't make it!
愛妻弁当ということは、つまり、嘘。これは夢よ。だって、ハサバくんは私と結婚するんだから。
Oh, she's about ready to stab her! Like, student girl C is the final boss of this round. Asaba-kun will be mine!
なあなあ、月島さんと一ノ瀬さんは何か知ってる？
あの二人、付き合うことになったんだよ。
そんな
In a blink of an eye, the situation in the classroom has shifted from noisy to chaotic.
いつ来ても楽しそうなクラスでいいね。
And Jinpu is gazing at that scene with a drunk grin on her face. I'm 100% sure she's dead deliberately so that everyone would hear it. Well, it's not like there's any need or reason to hide our relationship, so I don't particularly mind. It's kind of obvious that she wants it to be known, since she knows how popular he is. Just mark her territory and all
いい
that.
機会だから、
I'm not...
みんなにも言っておくね。特に女子のみんな。ゆうまくんは私のになったから、手を出さないように。
But by mark her territory, I'm not trying to say that you peed on him. That's not something you should do. That's disgusting. Don't pee on your lover to mark your territory. They're just gonna leave you. Anyways.
ひどいですよ。先を越された。
いや、あんた全然相手にされてなかったでしょ。
でも、神保先輩が相手なら、しょうがないのかな。
会長！女子のみんなに言ったということは、男子は手を出してもいいんでしょうか？
What the hell are you talking about?
だってよ、今日はユーマと飯食おうと思ったのに。
残念だけど、今後お昼休みは私がゆうまくんをもらっていくからね。
いくら会長が相手でも、ユーマは渡さないっすよ。
修羅場の予感だね。
Oh no.
ミオ、よだれ拭いて。
This has sort of already turned to a complete mess. Anyways, I'll go with Senpai. Sorry, so could you have lunch by yourself?
そう。友情なんて、色恋沙汰の前には脆いよな。
そこは、コエタくんも色恋沙汰にしちゃえばいいんじゃないかな。ミオ、ほら、こっち来て、ご飯食べよう。ね。
Like, just remove her from the premises before she makes things worse. Let's just ignore them. Senpai, let's get going.
愛の逃避行だなんて、ゆうまくんってば、大胆。
Want me to leave you here?
ああ、冗談だってば。ほら、一緒に行こう。
置いていかないで。
I like how it's just one voice was Saw and the other was just the girls. What's actually only one girl voice? Maybe I'm retarded. Hold on.
置いていかないで。
No, there was only one girl. I turned my back to my classmates who were making a fuss and, as if to flee from them, left the classroom to get up with Senpai. After that, we had lunch at the student council room where we could be alone. Since she kinda seemed to be in high spirits, I thought she'd do the staple feed her your boyfriend event, but...
どう？美味しかった？
That was really tasty, thanks. Surprisingly, I finished eating without anything noteworthy happening.
あれ？どうかした？
Nothing, I just didn't think it'd turn out to be such a calm lunch.
どういう意味？
Well, when you came to my classroom, you showed off to everyone that you're my girlfriend, right?
賞金首にされちゃうくらいだもの。ちゃんと宣言しておかないと、ちょっと不安だよ。
Even no interest in anyone but you. I have no interest in anyone but you, so there's no need to worry.
そういうところが不安なんだよね。
How so?
この人いいなって思っちゃうでしょ？
Okay, if you say so. Let's just say she's most likely complimenting me with that.
それで、私が彼女アピールしたことと、落ち着いて食事できたことって何か関係あるの？
Right, with only that information, what I meant to say ended up sounding cryptic. I thought you wanted to spend time couple-like.
それはまあ、 思ってるけど、恋人っぽくって例えばどういうこと？
Like making me say on and feeding me.
いやいや、さすがにそういうベタなのはちょっと本気でやるには恥ずかしいでしょ。
I'm not following you there. What do you mean by in earnest?
お遊びとか冗談でやるのは全然平気なんだけどね。
Does that mean... Does that really make that much of a difference? Doing stuff just to fuck with people is a lot easier than to do them seriously. That's the rule of fucking thumb. Anyways.
あ、もしかしてそういうのやってみたかった？
Nah, it'd be quite embarrassing for me as well. Especially with the atmosphere as calm as it is now.
ほら、でしょ？
Yeah, true. So basically, just always feeling at ease as we spend time alone like this. If that's the case, it makes me feel happy.
はい、お茶どうぞ。
Thank you.
でも、バカップルやりたくなったらいつでも言ってくれていいよ。
Nah, something like that doesn't really suit me. As I take a sip of the tea, she passed me after answering her. She proceeds to stow away the Bunchlox in front... The Bunchlox? The Bunchlox. The lunchbox in front of me. Senpai, I'll return it to you after I've washed it.
いいってば。
Guess I have a fucking
一緒に
title
洗った
now.
方が効率的でしょ？
Well, that's true, I guess. As I shut my mouth after she easily wins her case, she now starts to briskly wipe the table before us. Senpai, let me at least handle that.
ありがとう。でも、もう終わっちゃったから。
Once I noticed she had already cleaned everything up, leaving nothing left for me to help her with. Guess, you could say I didn't have to lift a finger.
そういえば、お弁当って本当に今日だけでいいの？
Yeah, at least not this week.
気に入ってくれたなら、できれば毎日作ってきてあげたいんだけど。
Just to be clear, it's not that I didn't like it. Your cooking is really delicious.
ありがとう。こうして褒めてもらえると作りがいがあるんだけどな。どうしても明日は作ってきちゃダメ？
Like he's just like, my mom is already having a hard enough time letting me go as is. At least let her prepare lunch. Aoi prepares lunches for us. If I went and told her that she wouldn't have to make one for me, she'd start crying.
ああ、そっか。今日は浅場先生のお弁当はお休みの日だったわね。
Yeah.
でも、それって。
She somewhat tilts her head to the side and begins to ponder about something. Senpai?
ねえ、ゆうまくん。私には大変そうだからとか、そういう遠慮はしちゃダメだよ。
But...
気にしなくていいじゃなくてダメ。私の時間は君のために使うの。それが付き合うってことでしょ？
Yeah.
そういう意味だと、お母さんに遠慮なんてしてるのも本当はちょっと失礼だよ。
Yeah, I guess. Since I didn't think about it from this perspective, I feel a bit perplexed. However, she might be right with what she's saying.
だけど、お弁当は今まで通り遠慮するように。じゃないと、私の割り込む日がなくなっちゃうもん。
Gotcha.
いい笑顔。ゆうまくん、ちゃんと笑えてる。
Hearing her say so, I cast my eyes down out of embarrassment.
まあ、とにかくそういうわけで、遠慮はなしで、どんどん私に頼っていいからね。
Okay. In that sense, not that I mean to say it's an exchange for what you do or anything, but...
何？
If you're using your time for me, I also want to use my time for you. After all, she yourself said that that's what being a couple is all about. So, is there anything you want?
そうだな。
And ask her, Senpai ponders a bit.
それなら、お弁当を作ったご褒美ってことで、可愛がらせてもらおうかな。なでなでーって。
Pet my head?
ダメ？
Nah, it's fine. If that means that I can have... That I can use my time for her, I suppose I should just obediently let her pet me.
この手触りがたまりませんな。わしゃわしゃ
It tickles.
なんかいい気持ちいい。
Actually, it's more like it makes me feel comfortable. I know that this is her way of expressing her love, but
いい子、いい子。
that's right, I fear I might turn to a spoiled, rotten man. Then, after school,
ゆうくん、生徒会室行こう。
yeah, since none of us have cleaning duty today, we directly head to the student council room right after homeroom ended. As we walk through the hallway together,
ちょっと、そこの役員ども、待って待って。
huh?
危ない。すれ違いになるとこだった。
As I turn my gaze into the direction the familiar voice and footsteps resound from, I spotted Senpai running up to us with the light steps.
会長、どうしたんすか？
生徒会長が廊下を走らないでください。他の生徒たちに示しがつきませんよ。ごめんごめん。みんな思ったより早く教室出ちゃうから。まったく。それで、どうしたんですか？急ぎのお仕事ですか？
いやいや、そこはほら、ユーマに1秒でも早く会いたかったとか？
ピンポーン！コエタくん正解！
マジでそんな理由っすか？
Senpai.
というかね、ユーマくんとデートしようかと思って。
That's news to me.
いきなりでごめんね。実は午後の授業が丸ごと自習になっちゃって。自習とデートに何の関係があるんですか？
I just adore that he's just frozen in that expression.
実は今日の生徒会のお仕事、私とユーマくんの分は終わらせちゃったの。自習時間は勉強してください。なんという正論を。とにかく時間作ったからどうかな。
If she has good grades, Yuri can't really blame her for that. Also, something I found out that Japan actually does. Japan decides its grading based on the overall, like, performance of the class. So, for example, if there's one dude who's just, like, finishes everything without a fucking fault, apparently the bar that causes you to fail is moved up as well. Like, someone told me about that. I don't know if it's actually a thing or not, but if it is, that's bullshit. And actively promotes people to start bullying the smarter kids because they actively endanger their own future. So yeah. The last question probably meant to ask me, will you go on a date with me? I must say this is rather sudden. However, our initial plans from here on were already taken care of. Because you did all of it.
昨日私から誘うって約束したでしょ？週末なんて待っていられなくて。
But I throw a glance towards me and the others. Even if there's nothing for us to do, there's still a chance that someone might show up with a matter that'll need to be attended to. And if we have our hands free, the proper thing to do should be to help the others out.
しょうがないですね。留守番は私たちでやりますから。
Really?
いいよ。いってらっしゃい。
仕事終わってんなら文句もねえさ。後のことは俺たちに任せておけばいい。
Surprisingly, they all encouraged me to go.
ずっとこの調子だと困るけど、ジンポウ先輩と浅場くん、付き合い始めたばかりだもんね。
ここで邪魔なんてしたら馬に蹴られるわな。
Thanks, guys. After reading that, I ultimately decided to accept their kindness.
それで、デートってどこに行くんですか？一応聞いておくけど、ユーマくんは行きたい場所ってどこかある？
Nah, it's also sudden, I can't think of anything.
それじゃあたい焼き食べに行こう。甘いものは平気だったよね。駅前に美味しいお店があるの。
Pancakes, sounds good. Don't have any particular objections, despite the fact that I'm somewhat pushed into it by her impulsiveness. I nod.
よし、決まり。ねえねえ、手とか繋いでもいい？
Well, I throw a glimpse at Tsukushima.
校則違反ではないですね。残念ながら。
What absolute lunatics the people who chose the school regulations are. They would leave such lewdness around their school. Absolute disgraces, all of them.
よかったね、ゆうくん。
Sure is a relief to have the PMC chairman's authorization. In fact, there's it going into a direction where I can't turn her down anymore. Well, to begin with, I don't feel like turning her down in the slightest.
じゃあ、ゆうまくん。はい。
Gently grasped her hand, which she held out to me. Soft, so smooth. Just this feeling to the touch alone elates me.
それじゃあみんな、あとはよろしくね。ゆうまくん、行こう。
Yeah. Urged on by her, I leave with Senpai walking next to me.
行っちゃったわね。
にしても、あの二人を見てると、
こう、何？
会長と付き合うのって、すっげー楽そう。
あ、うん。何も考えなくても、神保先輩が全部決めてくれそうだよね。言われてみれば、そうかも。
Led by Senpai San, I was brought to the shopping district, located at the center of the town. We bought several types of pancakes at the pancake store, which Senpai claims to be really good, and sit down on a nearby bench and eat. But man, there sure are quite a lot of variations nowadays, in addition to the traditional red bean jam-filled pancake. I know what chocolate and custard cream pancake is, but what exactly is how you like a pancake? It's pretty tasty, though. And so, with this and that, time flies by in the blink of an eye as we enjoy a laid-back time in each other's company.
お腹いっぱい。晩ご飯入るかな。
Still wanna eat?
あれ、ゆうまくんは夕飯抜いちゃうの？
Nah, I won't. Don't underestimate the stomachs of young people.
ちょっと、それって私が若くないってこと？
No, I don't. Quite on the contrary, I asked because young girls usually mind their calorie intake.
そう？私はあんまり。
Oh, I like the sinking realization. Fuck.
あ、やっぱりすごい気になる。コエタくんが喜んじゃうような体型にはなりたくないもんね。
Did you just try to appeal to me that she's young with that? Well, as a guy, it makes me happy to have a pretty girlfriend.
もしかしてダイエットした方がいい？
You don't have to worry about that at the moment. Just stay the way you are.
よかった。
To begin with, as long as it isn't a seriously unhealthy weight condition, I wouldn't mind it at all. Having said that, I'd take out my wallet from my uniform's pocket. That's because we bought the pancakes. She paid for both of our orders for the time being.
お金はいいってば。このくらい私がおごるよ。
No, I really can't have that.
でもほら、今日は私から誘ったんだし。それにゆうまくん、まだ学生でバイトもしてないんだから、あんまり余裕ないでしょ？
I think you're also still a student.
それはそうなんだけどね。特にお金には困ってないのよ。
Can't imagine that she's getting paid for Soul Reaper work, so that means you get used to work. I'm a bit curious about that, but what's more important right now? Still, let me at least pay half of it.
だから別にいいのに。
She tries to yet pass on me paying her. She suddenly appears to have realized something.
もしかして男の子的には女の子におごられるのって恥ずかしかったりする？
I can't deny that feeling like that. I can't deny that feelings like that aren't mixed in as well.
違うよ。別に解消なしとか思ってたわけじゃなくて。
Well, I didn't mean to put myself down to that degree, actually.
じゃあ今日は割り勘ってことで一つ。
Yeah, alright. The standards of society might actually be better if I paid for everything, but I dare to assume that you'd get angry if I said that, so I take the compromise.
ごめんね。生意気なことを言っちゃって。
No, I'm also sorry.
まだまだダメだね。私全然そういうのに気が利かなくて。
Actually, my impression of you is quite contrary to that, namely that you're an extremely thoughtful person.
そんなことないよ。気づかないことたくさんあるんだから。だって他人の心の中まではわからないでしょ。
Oh, true. I think I always said something very similar before I confessed to her. Back then, if I remember correctly.
だからね、思っていることは遠慮しないで言ってほしいかな。
She tells me the same thing that rude nurse did, to put into words what I truly think.
ゆうまくんがちゃんと言ってくれたなら嫌なことはしないし、してほしいことは何でもしてあげるよ。
Everything? You really mean that? Somewhat jokingly ask her back, but...
何でもいいよ。おっぱい見たいなら見せてあげるし。
Don't just make up things I supposedly wish for. And also, I'd like you to carefully think about the time and place when you say stuff like that.
ゆうまくん、本当にこういうのに食いつかないね。
Sometimes I do.
それって私の意表をつきたいだけでしょ。
If I seriously pursued it, wouldn't that make it look like I'm just after your body?
ゆうまくんらしいな。
Well, it's only natural for me to be like me. But what's more, you really shouldn't thoughtlessly promise to do everything I want. In response to my little lecture, for some time, Senpai gazes back at me with a somewhat troubled expression.
軽々しくなんてない。全部本気だよ。
え？
私はね、君が生きてる間にできることは全部してあげたいんだ。
She undoubtedly says that because she's an immortal soul reaper. Even though we've just started dating, she's conscious of the fact that someday she'll have to say goodbye. There's really no helping this, but it makes me a bit sad after all. There's no need to rush things. I don't plan on dying anytime soon.
わかってるんだけど。
Seeing her smile tinged with a hint of loneliness, I'm compelled by the wish to somehow cheer her up. To begin with, I want you to think more about what you want to do yourself rather than just what I want to do.
私のやりたいこと？でも、
I want you to let me help you with that. I also want to be relied upon by you. I want to support you. I told you that I would make you happy, right?
そうだったね。
The problem currently on is viewing this relation in too much of a one-way direction. Here, her giving to him because she doesn't die, she has a limited time, she's immortal, while he does die, so she wants him to live out his life to the fullest. Wrong. I mean, it's not wrong, that is actually what she wants, it's just that that's the wrong way of thinking. So, how should I say? I start to feel a bit embarrassed. I'm saying this knowing that it's wimpy, but it would be a little problematic for me if you were too reliable.
そんなことで落ち込まないで。だってゆうまくん、私にとっては今だってすっごく頼もしいよ。
Don't question it. My eyebrow won't stop twitching. Can you actually see that? I don't think you can. That can hardly be true, right? It's the fact that she's been taking the lead since we became a couple.
ゆうまくんは私をそのままで受け入れてくれている。それ以上に頼もしいことって私にはないんだよ。
As you are.
私が人間じゃないってことは全然気にしてないし。さっきもゆうまくんが生きてる間にとか重いことを言ったのにドン引きしないで聞いてくれるしね。
That's so.
ゆうまくんのそんな鈍いところがすっごく頼もしいの。
I can't bring myself to see that as a compliment. But, well, even if it's unconsciously, if I'm actually doing something positive for her, I guess I can see it as a good thing. Anyhow, since you want me to be frank with you, the same is going to apply to you, alright? No glossing over what you really want either, like what you did during lunch today. Saying you'd be fine with just petting my head and stuff.
ありがとう、ゆうまくん。迷惑かけちゃうと思うけど、覚悟しててね。
It's just what I want. My happiness is her happiness, and her happiness is my happiness. In that case, we should seek that happiness out with all that we have. That's what went through my mind. The next morning.
ゆうまくん、朝ですよ。かわいい寝顔だな。いたずらしちゃおっかな。ズンズン。あ、起きちゃった？
Sensation of my cheeks being poked and the sound of a familiar voice make me abruptly jolt up in my bed. As I simultaneously open my eyes, at that moment, Senpai entered my field of vision. But what are you doing here? This is my room!
起こしに来てあげたに決まってるよ。
Well, isn't exactly a natural thing to do, so no, it isn't really obvious.
やりたいことがあるなら遠慮しなくていいって昨日言われたんだけど。
Wanted to come wake me up?
こういうの憧れてたんだよね。
I see. Hearing her say that, I can't utter any further complaints. Tell her, at least tell me the day before, so I don't have a heart attack.
それとね、早くユウマくんに会いたくなっちゃって。ダメだった？
Nah, of course, that's alright. I'm also happy that I can be with you.
そっか、よかった。
Weird. What she did should, by all standards, run contrary to common sense, yet I find myself completely consenting to her actions.
でも、朝早くからごめんね。大丈夫？まだ眠い？
That, no.
もうちょっと寝ててもいいよ。5分後に起こしてあげる。むしろ寝てて。しばらく寝顔見ていたいから。
I'm awake now because I was so surprised.
そうなの？残念。
Also, if I happen to carelessly go back to sleep right now, God knows what you'd do to me. I leave my bed while heaving a sigh.
パジャマ着替えなくちゃね。はい、制服。
Thanks. I don't know when she managed to prepare those, but she hands me a set of carefully folded school uniform shirt and pants.
あと、その前に下着も買えなくちゃね。パンツはどれ履く？これ？
Before I knew it, my shorts were lined up on the floor. How could you rummage in someone else's dresser without permission?
彼女として普通にお世話してるだけよ。
I assure you, that's definitely not normal.
でもお世話したいんだけどな。
It's true that I told her that she could do what she wanted. So then, does that mean I should accept this as well? But I can get changed by myself. Really, you don't have to overdo it with pampering me.
ダメ。いっぱい甘やかしちゃうんだから。
Right, I know that she's the kind of person who simply wants to do this for her own accord. But still.
さ、脱いで。パンツ私が履き替えさせてあげるから。
Spare me, if only just that. Slowly back off. That is the one thing I definitely can't just carelessly agree to. If I did, I'd lose something very important as a human being.
着替えさせてあげたいんだけど、ダメ？
Sorry, that's really going too far.
あら、本気で嫌がってる。しょうがない。ユウマくんが寝たきり老人になるまで我慢かな。
That's some serious patience. And why again do you even want to change my shorts so much?
下のお世話もやってみたいんだよね。好きな人の介護ってちょっと憧れなの。
And to hear that at my age, I can't exactly tell whether it makes you an angel or just sick in the head.
天使だなんて照れちゃうな。
Please notice the other part as well. Don't just conveniently ignore the negative part of my remark.
冗談だよ。恥ずかしいなら仕方ないかな。
Wave of relief washes over me as it looks like she gave up on helping me change.
それじゃあ、私は先にリビング行ってるね。朝ごはんも作ってあげるから。
To make breakfast? Now would I have thought she'd go to such lengths for me.
二度寝しちゃダメだからね、ダーリン。
Darling? Somewhat speechless, I see her off as she leaves my room with light steps. Surprisingly, this actually isn't too bad. Tina's just gonna still be lying in bed. I'm sleeping over in Konami's room from tomorrow onward. Suppose I'm in a somewhat cheerful mood too, since Senpai came to see me right in the morning. came down to the living room after having quietly changed into my uniform.
他
What's wrong, Aoi? I found Aoi in a state of absent-mindedness.
ゆうまくん、これってどういうこと？
Meaning of what?
ね、いきなりジンポウさんから朝ごはん作らせてくださいって言われたんだけど。
Yeah.
あ、ゆうまくん、ちゃんと着替えてきた？朝ごはんすぐにできるから待っててね。
Thanks. In the meantime, the appetite-stirring smell of fried bacon wafts over. And it feels like we're newlyweds, which is quite a nice feeling.
ゆうまくんはお母さんがもういらないんだ。
Why do you say that?
お母さんのお仕事取られちゃったよ。
That's not true. Could it be that war between wife and a mother-in-law has already broken out at this point? However, I can hardly imagine Aoi becoming a nasty mother-in-law.
本当に？お母さんいるの？
Yeah, I'd really have a hard time without you.
そっか。なら安心だね。
Guess I managed to cheer her up with that.
ところでゆうまくん、私正式な報告はまだ聞いてないんだけど。
Ah,
ジンポウさんがご飯作りに来てるってことは、やっぱりそういうことなの？
sorry to tell you this late, despite having received advice from you, but yeah, we're dating now.
覚悟はしてたけど、やっぱり複雑だよ。
Sorry.
謝ることはないんだよ。ジンポウさんなら私も安心だし、おめでたいことだと思うの。
Okay, thank you.
でも、ゆうまくんを起こすのまで取られちゃったし、これだと私、いつおはようのキスすればいいのかな。
Please don't say that. You want to do that, Senpai is going to get angry.
そっか。
And if possible, I'd want to put an end to that for good. Not just today.
そんな。
Feelings of guilt sprout, but something is telling me I absolutely must not concede. After all, it's quite easy to imagine that Senpai would seriously feel put off if she found out about that. I'm really sorry.
大丈夫だよ。
Indeed.
彼女ができるまでって決めてたから。
You don't exactly look fine to me, though.
あ、そう。私にはまだコナミちゃんがいるもんね。よし、ご飯作らなくてもいいみたいだし、コナミちゃんを起こしてきまーす。
Okay, I'll leave her to you. Maybe she's just pretending to be cheerful, but she walks off to the hallway with vigor. Then, as if to take Aoi's place.
いい匂いがしますね。
Tina enters the living room. From the looks of it, the tasty smell of the food may have enticed her. Morning, Tina.
ゆうまさん、おはようございます。お腹空きました。
Brandy, breakfast is almost ready.
そうですか。あれ？でもさっき、葵さんとずれ違いました。
Proudly wondering who's making breakfast, she tilts her head in puzzlement.
おはよう、ティナちゃん。今日も可愛いね。どうして、アンさんがここに？
She came to make breakfast.
まるで理由になってません。おはようございます、アン様。おはよう。コタちゃんも元気そうで何より。はい。私もティナ様も双剣でございますよ。
Well, I took 2 hours for 2 beers. Wow, that is sad. That was a time when I used to down 2 in 1 fucking hour. Anyways,
ねえねえティナちゃん、ギュッてしてもいい？なでなでしてもいい？ダメです。それ以上近寄らないでください。どうして？どうしてもです。それよりユーマさん、これはどういうことですか？
Just like I said, she came to...
どうしてアンさんが朝ごはんを作っているのですか？
Because she wanted to. Well, how shall I explain?
あれ、もしかしてティナちゃんたちにはまだ言ってなかったの？
That was the reason why I didn't get around to it.
だいたい想像はつきますが、隠し事とは水臭いのではないですか？
Well, I guess he's right. He's right. Having no other choice, I reluctantly to take a deep breath and turn to face Tina. Tina, Senpai and I have become a couple.
あれ、すごい不機嫌そう。ユーマさん、私言いましたよね。反対ですって。
Yeah, you did.
どうして人の忠告を無視しましたか？
Sorry.
ユーマくんがティナちゃんにお説教されてる。アンさんもアンさんです。どういうつもりなのですか？いや、どうって言われても、私は認めませんからね。
Tina speaks with a stern voice, which is extremely unusual for her.
ティナ様。
That's the first time I received such a direct objection from her, and it weighs on my chest a lot more than I thought it would.
あれれ、でもティナちゃんってユーマくんに恋人作りたいんじゃなかった？それはそうですが、そんなに私のこと嫌い？
The feeling of loneliness from her expression is all most likely genuine.
違います。だってアンさんは死神です。ティナちゃん？
Tina had confessed to her, well aware of the fact, so...
ユーマさんは黙っていてください。辛い思いをするのはアンさんの方なんです。
え？
私、知っています。大切な人がいなくなるのは悲しいです。
I'm rendered speechless. The person you fall in love with is always going to die before you. It's you that does senpais and all the other soul reapers' everlasting problem.
悲しいのはダメです。だから恋の妖精として二人が恋をするのは反対です。
Tina? See, so that's why she's so opposed to it. She definitely isn't just acting thoughtlessly. I'm once again made keenly aware of that.
ティナちゃん？何ですか？それって、私のことを心配してくれたのよね。それは、一応、大切な人ですから。何も泣かなくても。いやーもう、かわいすぎるよー。大好き。子に育ってくれたわ。
Can't exactly tell whether it's because she's overwhelmed by emotions or whether she's just doing it on purpose, but she strongly embraces Tina and starts fondling her all over.
話してください。ダメ。こんなに私を喜ばせておいて、ただで済むと思ってるの？これさえなければ、いい人なのですが。
Well, Tina also has her own share of troubles to deal with. But, well, now I can't really just treat it as someone else's problem anymore.
ユーマさん、見てないで助けてください。
And on to approach Senpai. Senpai, I think that's about enough.
なにユーマくんってば焼きもち焼いちゃった？
Well, more or less. Surprisingly, she obediently releases Tina.
ティナちゃん、ね、心配してくれてありがとう。
Then her face only changes to a serious countenance.
でもね、大丈夫。私もユーマくんも全部覚悟の上で恋をしてるの。よくわかりません。それって本当に幸せなのですか？さあ、どうなんだろうね。時々少しだけ悲しくなっちゃうのは事実だし。でしたら、でもね、将来が不安だからとか、そういうのは好きになったら関係なかったの。だって私、 ユウマくんとなら不幸になっても平気だもの。
先輩。
恋ってそういうものなんじゃないかなって私は思うんだ。恋の妖精さん的には何か間違ってる？いえ、そもそも私は恋をしたことがないですから。
I already figured as much. Turns out I wasn't wrong about that.
恋ってそういうものですか？そうですか。
She ponders with somewhat troubled expression as she mutters that.
でしたらもう勝手にすればいいです。うひゃー、ティナちゃんのツンデレかわいい。抱きしめたい。もっとツンツンさせたい。そういうのはもういいです。
She hurriedly distances herself from Senpai and takes refuge behind my back.
ちょっとユウマくん、その子こっちによこしなさい。
She finally approved of us, so I'd like it if you didn't start undermining that approval right off the bat.
いや、なんか嬉しくて、今の私はティナちゃんに夢中なの。
Breakfast will start burning.
抱きつくならユウマさんにすればいいと思いま
Don't make me a scapegoat.
す。なんか二人とも冷たくない？
No matter how much I love her, I'm not really good at dealing with her when she enters some strange state of mind like that.
まあ、何はともあれ、めでたしめでたしでございますね。
Kotaro, who has been silent for a while now, gazes at Senpai and me with a gentle expression.
アン様、ユウマ様、誠におめでとうございます。
Thanks.
ありがとうね、コタちゃん。それでですね、ティナ様。何？アン様とユウマ様が恋人になられたということはですね、これで恋の妖精とやらのお仕事は終わりでは。
え？
私、以前に申し上げたと思うのですよ。猶予を差し上げられるのは、ユウマ様に恋人さんができるまでと。
Come to think of it, I remember that day we exchanged that kind of promise.
さて、めでたく恋の妖精とやらも終わりました。そろそろ死神の方に戻っていただきたいのですが。ユウマさん。
Not sure it's a difficult issue now. I don't know how to convince Kotaro to leave Tina be, or whether I should even convince him in the first place. Senpai and Eleonora are also properly facing their duties as soul reapers after all. That thought process was honestly also part of my feelings in this matter. As I start to seriously feel a loss about what to do now.
まあまあ、コタちゃん。もうしばらくはこのままでいいんじゃないかな。アン様、そうおっしゃいましてもですね。というかね、私としては、もう少しだけティナちゃんに恋の妖精を続けてほしいんだ。アンさん？
Probably also surprised by what she said, Tina tilts her head in puzzlement as all of us gaze at Senpai.
今度は私から恋の妖精さんにお願いしたいことがあるの。私にですか？なんでしょう？もうしばらくこの家で暮らして、ユウマくんが浮気しないか見張っててくれる？そういうことですか。わかりました。
I'd never cheat on you. And also, Tina, don't just reply instantly as if it was totally natural. Makes it seem like I'm not being trusted at all.
でもユウマくんの周りって可愛くて性格もいい子が多いからな。
Who exactly are you talking about?
ミオちゃんとユーリとコナタン、あと花やん。
Konami is my little sister, and as for the others, watching me here at home would be quite pointless considering we meet at school. Besides, I don't have the slightest interest in two-timing you anyway.
アンさん、実は葵さんも怪しいです。油断は禁物です。そうなの？まさか親子で？はい。ほっぺにチューしているのを見ました。マジ？マジです。
Tina, how could you?
ゆうまくん、これはどういうことかな？
It's a misunderstanding.
ティナちゃん、本当にちゃんと見張ってて。それで何かあったら包み隠さず私に報告。
はい、頑張ります。
Why did it turn out like this? Feels like the awkwardness compels me to run away from here right now.
まったく。アン様はティナ様を甘やかしすぎでございますよ。
Even though he says so, it doesn't seem like Kotaro has any intention to persist
ア
further.
ンさん、ありがとうございます。
私はお仕事を頼んだだけよ。
You know, I guess you just ought to be thankful for Senpai's quick thinking. That day after school. Today I was diligently processing papers, but at some point I suddenly noticed Tsukushima seemed fidgety.
どうしたの、ユーリ？何がですか？
いや、なんか落ち着かなさそうにして。
Oops. But it appeared that Senpai also noticed it roughly at the same time I did.
ユーリちゃん、おしっこなら我慢しない方がいいと思うよ。もう、違うわよ。じゃあ大きい。違います。トイレじゃありません。
ならどうしたの？どうせコエタくんは買い出しに行かせてるし、今なら男の子はユーマくんしかいないから、行ったらどう？
その浅場くんが聞いてるのが問題なんです。
I'm just gonna pretend I didn't hear anything, so don't mind me. Anyways, if you don't have to use the restroom now, then what's the deal?
それは、なんというか。
Then, as Tsukushima starts fidgeting around again...
こんちゃーす。ユーリ、そろそろ行くわよ。
あれ、花やん。行くってどこに？
どこって。
はぁ？ユーリ、あんたまだ行ってないの？
ちょっと、みんなに頼んでおくからって、あんたが自分で言うから任せたんでしょうが。だって、今日はみんな忙しそうだったから。だからって、黙って一緒に働いてどうすんのよ。しかもこの私のこと待たせるなんて。それについては、ごめんなさい。
Sure, it is unusual to see the level-headed younger sister get scolded by the older one.
ちょっと花やん、落ち着いて。ね。こんなところで兄弟喧嘩とか始めないの。
あまりにも妹が使えないもんで、つい。
So what's this all about anyways? You do have somewhere you need to go to today or something?
まあ大体そんなとこよ。うちの両親がさ、近くまで来てるから顔を見せに来いって言ってるのよね。
Some of the way she says it blatantly contains displeasure.
ならユーリちゃん、お仕事は代わりにやっておくよ。ミオさんの言う通りです。私たちでわかる部分だけですけど。
As they learn about the situation, both Konami and Mio tactfully encourage her to go.
ありがとう。でも、実はそれだけじゃないの。
というと？
実は私たち、今日はお風呂の掃除当番も重なっちゃってて。
ああ、大浴場の？
寮生用のお風呂ですか？生徒が掃除していたんですね。寮生のみんながやってくれてるんだよ。
Technically, the other students can also use it after club activities and stuff, but it's mainly used by the boarding students after all.
で、私らが出かけちゃうと掃除できないし、ミオちゃんたちに頼んでみるってユーリが言うから任せたんだけど。
I see. You couldn't bring it up since we seem busy. Since we seem to be busy, huh?
だって、なんだか申し訳なくて。
しょうがないな、もう。ユーリってば、ほんと人に頼み事するのが下手なんだから。
True, she has a habit of taking everything upon herself.
そういうわけですんで、悪いんですけど、生徒会の皆さんにお願いできませんかね。
いいよ。
それじゃあ、私とユウマくんでやっておくから。え？なんで会長と浅バカのカップルが？
That's what you'd expect from from the newspaper club. Seems like she has already procured information on us.
ふふん。なぜなら、私とユウマくんのお仕事は、ほとんど終わっているからなのだ。
Plan was to finish up ahead of time so that we could go on a date, which is why we did half of today's work during lunch break.
まあ、別にいいんですけど。あれ？なんか微妙に冷たい反応が。くっそー、イチャイチャしやがって。爆発して消えてなくなればいいのに。
Ah, the memories, the memories. I remember the first time I heard that voice actor say, "Tell me to explode." Hanako, being as straightforward as she is blunt, informed us of the reason behind the awkward reactions we got. Anyhow, having taken up the task of cleaning the bath upon ourselves, I end the part now. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. See you guys next time. Bye bye.
セーブできたぞ。